Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another morning of stamping. I am Sarah Simon. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in a very chilly Appleton, Wisconsin. And right next to me is my favorite best friend. This is Lila, my miniature, or not miniature, she's a medium sized golden doodle. So, good morning, everyone who's jumped on. Let me get to my comments here so I can see who we've got. Good morning, Nancy and Mary and Julie, Sarah, Karen, Sandy, Crystal. Let's see who else. Kelly, Betty, Denise, Debbie, and Dee, and Lori, and Jeanne. Thank you guys all for hopping on and joining me this early Saturday morning. Small Business Saturday, right? So thank you for supporting my little business that I've got going on here. Good morning, Amanda and Kelly and Michelle. Oh my goodness, lots of people hopping on. Um, I am going to be doing today, I have a Christmas camp today. It's like 4 hours long. They make four cards, a gift card holder, a treat holder, a framed artwork, all like different Christmas stuff. And so that starts at 10 o'clock. So I have everything set to go so that as soon as I'm done with this, I will be all set. Hello, Anne from Vermont. Did you guys get a lot of snow up there? I saw there was some lake effect snow in Pennsylvania in that area. We just got flurries. We did nothing sticking to the ground yet, but everyone in our family is supposed to be praying for snow because I have a cousin who lives in Australia and he's bringing his kids here for Christmas because my aunt and uncle live in Wisconsin and they really want to see snow. And so they're really hoping that we can get some snow by Christmas so that they have a lot that they can do in the snow. All right, let me start by sharing my happy mail. This is so funny. So I received this card. It says you did it, and it's congratulating me on earning the Disney trip, which little disclaimer here, less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators worldwide earn the service trip. But this is from Shannon West, who is a demonstrator development manager. And she called me not too long ago and she's like, Sarah, what's your address? And I told her, and she said, that's the address I have, but it came back to me. I'm trying to send you something. And I'm like, well, that's my address. And so she said, okay, be surprised when you get it. And I said to her, Shannon, I walk into a room and I forget why I walked into the room. I'll definitely forget that you're sending me a card. But I received this just yesterday. Look at this beautiful card. This is from Cheryl McClure. She won one of my prizes and she sent this card. It's gorgeous. Sarah Marquardt sent this Thanksgiving card, which is absolutely gorgeous. And it says Happy Thanksgiving on the inside. And Karen Roofing sent me this Thanksgiving card, which is, I don't know if you can see all the shine on that. All of these leaves are in foil. They're absolutely gorgeous. So it looks like we had a couple more people. Good morning, Becky. Thanks for joining. So thank you all for the happy mail. It's so nice to go to your mailbox and get that instead of bills. Now it's like you go to your mailbox and it's how many different sales flyers can you get from how many different places and catalogs and stuff like that. It's like, I'm going crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and give away some prizes. So last week, we made this easy layout using designer paper as our background. And then we also did a little sneak peek of some upcoming paper that's coming up along with one of our online exclusives. And I had it here. Look what I found when I cleaned my desk. You guys are going to laugh. I found our frosting. Somebody asked last week, who ate the frosting? Remember, I had to recut those? They were on my desk. I found them when I actually cleaned the other day. So this was a gift card holder, and it's one of those double folds, so it opens twice. And my friend Lisa, I don't know if she's on here or not. I haven't seen if she's on here. But she ended up making a card. She used some of the different paper and it was really cute. She made it, I think, for her daughter. So receiving these for commenting. So anytime you comment, so about it, a lot of you have commented here. You get entered into a drawing. You all get assigned a number. I do a random pick of a number and receiving these cards. Oh, and we made this little treat holder too. It's all of a sudden sitting there. Squirrel. But receiving these for commenting last week is Mary Linsmeyer. So Mary, I will get these, either drop them off at your house or I will get them in the mail. And then for sharing, so anytime you share my video with someone else to help my business grow, you also get entered into a drawing. Please make sure, just like you see, it looks like Lori said shared and Jeanne said shared. Thank you guys so much. Denise, make sure that you mark that you shared so that you can also be put into a drawing. Receiving a pack of these real red and white adhesive back peppermints, which are great for those last minute Christmas like gifts, tags, little things that you're making. We're going to use these today. Receiving these is Amanda Shabo. So Amanda, I will drop these off at your house so that you get them quicker. I'll probably do Mary's too. I also have catalogs that came in for the spring mini catalog as well as celebration. So I'll probably just bring that at the same time to save me having to mail them. My catalogs did come in. So if you would like a catalog and you haven't placed an order with me in the last 6 months, I usually look at, please let me know. If you've placed an order, you will automatically receive one. But I'm happy to get a catalog off to you. And then for placing an order. So I have my host code here somewhere to get away from my comments. Go to my banners. There we go. That's my current host code, probably until the end of next week, and then I have to get a new one. Receiving this stamp set, which I think is perfect for making some tags, is Teresa Paula's. So Teresa, I will be getting this in the mail to you, and thank you so much for your order. All right. Because we are going to be doing a one sheet wonder. So I did my survey. One sheet wonder, when I went to look, had 10 votes. New product had 9 votes, and then the other two each had 5. And so I decided to do the one sheet wonder. And I am going to do thank you notes that would be good to use during the holidays, like right after Christmas. I know, like Denise is on here and she's a teacher, and I always need a lot of thank you notes to thank people that have sent me a gift that I either didn't expect or, just having to send those thank you notes out. And so this one sheet wonder makes 20 cards from one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. We're only going to make 10 of them today. I don't have time. Well, and it really doesn't take that much time, but I also have people coming to my house at 10 o'clock, and I wanted to make a 3D item for you as well. So we're going to cut for the 20. We're going to make the 10 because you're going to be making 5 designs and you're going to make 4 of each of those designs. So you'll have a total of 20 cards. I made mine all thank you so that I have them to start the year. Start the year with an attitude of gratitude, right? Make sure we send a lot of thank you notes out to people, let people know we're thinking of them and we appreciate them. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera. I don't think I have anything else that I have to say. So I'm going to go here. We're going to flip and make that bigger. And I'm going to turn my overhead light off to get rid of that shadow. It helps so much to get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to move my mouse out of the way here. We are going to be using this designer paper, which I think is just gorgeous. This was a carryover from last year. So we had this last year in our holiday catalog, and it carried over into our annual catalog. And so I'm going to be pairing this. The thank yous that I'm getting are coming from, it's called My Small Business. Perfect for Small Business Saturday, right? Hello, Linda and Cheryl. Thanks for joining. So there were a lot of different thanks in here. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to use this one, this one, this one. I think that's it from there. And then we are also going to be using from the everyday greetings. There was a thank you in there that we're going to be using. And I'm going to be using these tags from the greetings of the season. I just love those tags. All right, let me show you how to cut the paper. And then actually, you know what? I'm going to show you what you all need besides a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So for these 20 cards, you need one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. You need 20 card bases, and I did all of them in thick basic white. So this is 10 sheets of basic white paper, thick basic white. I scored it and cut it. They're all just your normal A2 size card. All right, you need to have, let me get my mouse here. I put it away so it wasn't in my way, but I'm going to go ahead. All right, so you're gonna, whoops, I did do that first. Here we go. I can't remember what I did first, and I did this last night. There we go. So we need 20 that are 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. We need 20. We're going to pull colors that are in here, and I took just 2 of the colors that were in here. And so I have Lost Lagoon and Blueberry Bushel are the colors that I pulled from this paper. So you need 20 of these that measure 4 by 5.25. I embossed 8 of them. So I think I did 6. Looks like I did 4 and 4. Okay, I did 4 of one color and 4 of another color. Okay, so you're going to emboss 8 of them. And I chose an embossing folder that kind of went along a little bit. I did the fern one. All right. You are going to need 4 sheets, 4 pieces that are 2.5. What's this one? 2.5 by 4. Okay, so I did all of those in the Lost Lagoon. This way you have all these dimensions ahead of time and I don't have to keep going back and forth when I'm making them. So I thought that might just be easier. You need 4 pieces that are 2.25 by 3.25. So that I did in this other color. All right, and then you need 12 pieces. Let me find them. Here they are. That are 1.25 by 2.25. Okay, so you need 12 total of these. So I have all of those. All right, that's all you need. And then you need some labels and some white and some different things to stamp your greetings. But to make all of your cards, this is what you need to get started. So let's go ahead and take our 12 by 12. I thought I did this at the end. I typed it at the end, but I must have moved it to the beginning. Okay, so we have 12 by 12. I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in here. And let's put it the right way. And we are going to cut it into 4 6 by 6 pieces. So I'm going to come over here at 6 inches and I'm going to cut. And then I'm going to put these together. And I'm going to cut at 6 inches again. Okay, so you could do this with 6 by 6. You would just need 4 of the pieces. Or if you only wanted to do 10 cards, you could just take 2 of the pieces. All right, so I have my 6 by 6. All right, what I'm going to do next, each one of these, cut each of these squares at 4 inches. So I'm going to do these 2 together, and then I'll do it again so you can watch it twice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. Okay, so I have a 4-inch strip and I have a 2-inch strip. I'm going to set my 2-inch strip over here. I'm going to take this 4-inch strip and I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. That leaves me with a 4 by 4 inch square and a piece that's 4 by 2. These 4 by 2s I'm going to set aside. That's going to be one of my card designs. Okay, the 4-inch square I'm going to put in my paper trimmer so that each corner is in the cutting channel here. And I like to start in the middle so I don't tear the corner and I just go up and down. And I'm going to cut it into triangles. Okay. Then with the 2-inch strip, I'm going to cut this at 3 inches. This is going to be for one of my cards. And then this one I'm going to cut into 1-inch strips. So I'm going to have 3 strips that are 1 inch by 2 inches. Okay, so I did that with those 2 squares. Now I'm going to repeat all of that with these other 2 squares. Okay, so I thought it would be nice to just do it twice so you could see it twice. It might make it easier. Okay, so we're going to cut each of these 6 by 6 squares at 4 inches. So I'm going to cut at 4 inches. Hi, Ella. All right, I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to cut the 4-inch strip at 4 inches to make a square. And I'm going to set this with my other piece that was 2 inches. And I'm going to cut this 4-inch square along the diagonal. So I'm going to put the 2 tips. I like to put my blade in the center because with this little tip, sometimes I can tear the paper. So I put it in the center and push up and then push down. And I have triangles. I'll set those with my other triangles. With my 2-inch strip, I'm going to cut it at 3 inches. And that's going to be for one of my designs. And then this other one, I'm going to cut 1-inch strips. So I'm going to cut one of them, and then I'm going to cut one more. Okay, those are all the pieces that I'm going to need for my 20 cards. What, right? Okay, so we're going to start with, so you're going to make 4 of each of the cards. I'm just going to make 2. So I'm going to grab 4 of these triangles. We have a total of 8 of them. All right, so I'm going to start with 4 of them. I'm going to take, I'm going to use the blueberry bushel. So you would need 4 of these. Okay, then I'm going to use, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to tape them. Oops, I almost lost my business cards there. I am going to tape them along the top corner of these. So I'm only going to do 2 of them today. You would do 4. Right. All right, I'm going to set these other 2 aside so that I have them to work on later. And then what I'm going to do to finish this off, when you cut your pieces like this into 4 by 5 1/4, you end up getting a 1/2-inch strip at the edge. I'm going to take that 1/2-inch strip and I'm just going to set it across here to kind of finish off this card. So these are some of those 1/2-inch strips that I had. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue just to add a little bit along the edge there. You want to make sure your strip goes all the way off. Give that a good press, let that dry. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And I will tell you that in order for me to have enough of these, when you do all 20 cards, you want to cut your 1/2 inch off of the bottom of the 11-inch side first, and then cut the rest of it, because otherwise you won't have pieces that are long enough and you'll be having to cut some 1/2-inch strips. All right, we're just going to turn this over, and I'm just going to snip that, and that. I'm going to do all the stamping on all of the labels at the very end so that we can see how to put all the cards together, and then we'll just add all of our greetings at the end. Okay, so easy as that. And then we are just going to adhere this to the front of our card. So again, you would be making 4 of these. I'm just making 2 today. And I'll make the other 2 of each of these at another time, because I don't think you need to sit and watch me make 4 of them. You're going to get how to do it. All right, so you will have 4 cards that have this as the base, and we're going to come back and we're going to add a thank you and add some ribbon and some gems, but that's going to be what the first 4 look like. All right, next, I'm going to use the rest of those triangles. This time I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. All right, so I have 4 Lost Lagoon. These are the ones that I did not emboss. And this time my card's going to be a landscape. And I'm going to use the other 4 triangles. And I'm just going to put it in the upper left-hand corner of the paper that I have. So again, I'm only going to do 2. So even though these are very similar, one's going to be portrait, one's going to be landscape, and you're going to be amazed at how different they look. Now, if you want to make them all portrait, you could make them all portrait. It's your choice. You could do it how you want. I decided to do 1 of each. All right, I'm going to set these other 2 off to the side so that I can do those later. And just like I did with the last one, I'm going to bring in some blueberry bushel, and I'm going to add that little 1/2-inch strip. Yeah, it does. That 1/2-inch strip just really finishes off the card, I thought. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Whoops. You do want to make sure, again, that you're getting all the way. You don't want to come up too short on the end here. You want that to go all the way across. All right, and we've got another one here. So if you do the, this is if you do the 11-inch first, so see how this is shorter than that. So I did cut off those so that I had enough of these. Here, let me get this off of here. Then I can see all of your comments. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and put that on there. And I'll go like this. And push that on there. I was only seeing the YouTube comments because I still had my banners up. I still need somebody to, I think, to just be put all my dimensions up for me. All right, so there's that one. And this one. Okay, and then we're going to, again, adhere this to our card base. And we'll come back and add our greeting a little bit later. So this is 2 of the 5 designs that we already have done. Now I've had these all cut ahead of time, so you didn't have to wait for me to cut everything, but really it did not take me that long last night to cut all of this stuff to get ready. So we've got that one. And we'll do this one. Now these are all going to be blank inside. I did not do anything on the inside. I mean, you could put something on the ones that you make, but I just left them blank so that I could handwrite something on the inside. Okay, next we're going to be using the 4 strips. Oops, let's put those there. The 4 strips that were 2 inches by 4 inches. Okay, so when we cut off the 4-inch, we ended up with this. We are going to layer those on the 2 1/4 inch by 4 inches. So this is just going to be layered right on here. And again, I'm just going to do 2 of them. And I'm going to leave the others to do later. I do have 10 of them done already that I made last night. So I can combine them with this, or I can finish up the other ones later. So I'm going to have 10 and or 20, and I'll be giving away 20 as well. Okay, so there is how we do that. This one, I'm going to take one of those layers that I had embossed. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 of these aside so that I can finish these later. Right, so we're going to take this and we're just going to line it across the side right there. And I'm going to use liquid glue on this just because with it being embossed, I find that it sticks a little bit better because of the raised and lowered areas that are on there. And I do, when I'm using embossed, I like to, thanks Julie, I like to make sure that I press it down and let it dry on there, because otherwise it's going to fall right back off again because of the unevenness of the paper because of the embossing. All right, and then we will add this. Ooh, I might be getting low on glue here. I do have my, what do you call it? Oh, I'm doing this the wrong way. Pay attention, Sarah. My glue press is sitting here, so I do have that. Okay, and then we will do the second one. So again, if you have a 6x6 paper, you can make 5 cards from 6x6. Good morning, Diane. We had 12 by 12. So we're actually getting 20 cards. All right, I set those other ones aside. So that's card number 3. All right, so we'll go ahead and put greetings and stuff on them after. All right, I have my 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 pieces that I had cut. I'm bringing those out. And this was one of the pieces that we had left over that was 2 by 3. So we're going to go ahead and layer those. You do want to have a paper that is not directional. Okay, that could go pretty much in any direction for this one sheet wonder. I'm making all thank you. You could make them different occasions. This is a great way if you wanted to give somebody the gift. This one I'm going to be using an embossed layer. If you wanted to give somebody the gift of greeting cards for Christmas and you wanted to have them all kind of match and have like the same pattern and just be a bunch of different occasions, this would be a great way to do that, because you could make 20 cards with that one 12 by 12 sheet. And what a nice gift that would be, right? 20 greeting cards to use throughout the year. And if you made them all different occasions, gosh, what a gift that would be. All right, so there's that one. And we're going to do the same thing on this. After my stamp camp today, I'm going to be in swap mode. I have 11 cards that I have to design. And in total, I think I counted yesterday 142 cards that I have to make. And they all have to be delivered to the people who are organizing the swap by, well, 16 of them have to get to somebody by January 2nd, and all the rest have to get there by January 3rd. So this month I'm going to be making a lot of cards, but then I will have 144 different card samples to be able to share with you of ideas from the new catalog, or the holiday, or the mini catalog. There's also some new online exclusives. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for sharing. There are also some new online exclusives that are dropping on January 7th. So there's a lot coming up. All right. The last card that we have has these little pieces of paper along with a plain background. And each card uses 3. So I'm going to need 6 of them. 5, 6. The other 6, I'm going to set 1, 2, 1, 2. I think this is 3, and 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. All right, I'll make those later. We're going to make these together. So I'm just going to 1, 2, 3. That's going to be for one card. Just going to layer these on here. 1 and 2. Good morning, Karen. Oh, you're welcome, Ella. I love one sheet wonders, especially if I'm wanting to create kind of like a pack of cards that all sort of look alike. I must not have counted these right here. I must have had one stuck together. It's kind of a nice way to give them, and you can change all of the different, you could use birthday, you can use thinking of you, you could use thank you, just like a hello, and you could make a whole variety of cards to give to somebody. What a great gift that is, huh? Good morning, Elsa. All right. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, I was kind of like messing around. I didn't want to really do Christmas anymore, but they were Christmas. And I'm doing 2 of these. All right, what you're going to be doing for this one, and I like to put my paper this way, even though it's going to be one that's portrait. And you might even want to use, if you have grid paper, you might even want to use your grid paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add adhesive to the back. And let's see, if I go down 1, 2, I'm going to go to the 3rd one. And I'm just going to leave like about maybe a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch border along the edge. It's going pretty much right out to the edge, and I'm going to set that down. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to line that up there. Just going to have a tiny little edge at the end. And then the middle one, I like to do the 2 ends and then do the middle. I'm going to center between there, but then I'm going to lower that one down a little bit. I don't want anyone to say, gosh, she couldn't make those straight. So they're meant to be off-centered. Okay, it's supposed to be down a little bit. And you could even put it down a little bit lower if you wanted to, then I have it right there. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to line this up. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and line that up. And 1, 2, 3, third line. Line that up. And then this one, we're going to center it, but we're going to go a little bit lower with it. All right, and then we're going to add, now this one you could, if you wanted to, you could, for all of these, you could emboss them if you wanted to. I didn't feel like it really needed it, but if you wanted to, you could emboss any of these that you wanted, if you wanted to. All right, so those are our 10 cards that we have ready to get greetings. So we've got this one that we did last. We have this one. We have this one, and that one. All right, here are my 10 card bases for the ones that I'm going to do later. Hello, Kathy. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to just put some thank yous. I need got to move this now. Just want to make sure I don't take anything that I need. I'm going to set those over on my counter so I can finish making them later. I'm going to be using some of our blueberry bushel and our Lost Lagoon. And because this had sort of some Christmas type greenery in it, it was called a winter, I forgot what it's called, winter frost maybe, or something like that. I am going to be, this is from our green and gold stamp set. So this is an online exclusive. So we're going to be using that to add a little bit of greenery. For the first card, I used one of the labels. I did, like I said, I did create these already. So I used one of the labels from the season of greetings. And this is my longest greeting. This comes from, forgot which stamp set. I don't have it here, but this is going to be in blueberry bushel. I'm going to stamp this onto and it's just going to go right there. Okay, onto the Lost Lagoon. Hopefully I can get this straight. All of the other ones just basically say thanks or thank you. This is the only one that had just a little bit more on it. Okay, I did a pretty darn good job for not being a photopolymer stamp set. All right, we are going to take dimensionals. And make sure I've got enough of them here so that it doesn't sag in the middle. I hate saggy middles because then when it goes through those machines and it damages the cards. All right, we'll pull these off. And we're going to set that right down here. Do another one here. So just saying thank you doesn't seem like enough. Hope you know how much your kindness is appreciated. Okay, and then to save me some time, I did take our silver and white, this is silver and white ribbon, and I did make 8 bows, or 10 bows, 8 bows, because I only need 8 of them that have to have bows. Kathy, I don't know if I said hello to you. If I did not, good morning. See, I can't remember what I walk into a room for. I can't remember if I said hello to somebody. Now, this one, because I need it to kind of go off to the side like that, I'm just going to take my take your pick tool, and I'm going to grab another glue dot. I'm going to stick it to the side here so that I can hold that little tail that way. And I'm going to take another glue dot and I'm going to go to the side and I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to stick it on that glue dot to kind of make it so that my ribbon goes off to the side rather than hanging down so it doesn't cover up the words there. It's just a little trick, and I'm going to trim this a little bit. Okay, and then I have another one here. I made all of these last night. I'm like, I'm going to make these bows so you don't have to watch me make 8 bows. Yeah, you will, Joan. Watch I go through cutting it a couple of times. As soon as my stamp camp is over tonight, I can type up like what I did again. I can even try to do a drawing of what I did so that you can actually see it in a drawing as well. I'm going to put that down there. And one more. And I'll just trim that up a little. And I did rhinestones. I also have these iridescent. I'm going to do some of the iridescent ones, I think, on here. I really like these a lot. So I'm just going to put maybe one down here, fill up that space. We'll put a little bit bigger one up there and another little one there. Those are pretty on there. Okay, we'll do that again. Whoops. Got some of my ribbon scraps here. We'll do a little one down here and a big one. I think these iridescent ones match this ribbon really well. Okay, so there's our card 1. So you would have 4 of these from your 12 by 12 sheet. So I only made the 2. All right, next we have, gonna get, this is a 2-inch circle that I cut. Okay, so there's 4 of them. And then we have, oh, where are the rest of those? It looks like I only cut 2 for right now. I will cut the other 2. We're gonna label this circle on here, and then that's just gonna go on there. So the thank you that we're gonna use for this one, I'll set my 2 over there. I'm gonna use this thank you. And this is where I'm gonna bring in this little greenery. And I'm gonna stamp off once. And I'm just going to add just a little bit. See how that just adds a little bit of what that other paper looks like? And then we'll add a little bit over here as well. Okay, and we'll do that for this one. Stamp off, add a little greenery, stamp off, and add a little more. Okay, that is going to go on here. So this is from, again, the Seasons of Greetings, or Greetings of the Season. I think that's what it is. And then this is just a 2-inch circle that matches up with that very nicely. Yeah, it is nice to have thank you cards. I started my school year saying, this is my year. I'm going to really, really make an effort to, you know, have an attitude of gratitude, make sure that people know how appreciative I am of the things that they do for me. I make cards all the time. I need to make more thank you notes. I need to get them in the mail. I don't know if Debbie's still on here. Debbie Peters, you are really good at that, Debbie. You send thank yous for everything and you're always like so You're so good at that. I sometimes fail and big time. And I shouldn't because I make cards all the time. I should be sending more of them. And so I'm going to make it my New Year's resolution to get more thank you cards and let people know that I appreciate them. Okay. This is going to go right down here. I think I have that up a little bit higher. I don't like how low that one is. And up here like this. There we go. Let's see if I can get this one up yet. I did pretty good getting that up. All right, I'm just going to slide it up here just a little bit. All right, and I do have bows for this one. And here's another one. Okay, and then we'll take some of those iridescent gems and we'll just place, let's see, I'll throw one right there, throw one there. Give us a couple of these here. All right, so there's our second one. So when we would finish this, so there's our second one. So if we have 4 of these, we'd have 8. Okay, so I'm going to set those off to the side. Next, we have this one right here that we're going to be decorating. And for this one, I ended up using this label from the Greetings of the Season. Is that what it's called? Seasons of Greeting. Here, I have it right here. Everyday greetings. Greetings of the season. There we go. And then this I just cut. This is, let me think. 1 7/8 by 2 5/8, and it fit in there very nicely. So I'm going to stamp. Let's see. I'm going to stamp. Hoping I did do 4 of those. This one right here. This longer thank you. Again, all of these are coming from that one that you could use if you have a small business and you were using it, but it has so many thank yous in it that you could use it just for everyday use. Again, I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to stamp a couple of these. All right. And then we're going to add these to that label. Yeah, Kathy, One Sheet Wonders are so nice because you can get either a whole bunch of cards to give away to somebody or a whole bunch of cards that you can use for yourself and like very easily and very quickly um, grow your stack of cards. So somebody will be getting these next week. I'll be getting 20 of them. And go ahead. See why I felt like I only needed to really probably only needed to do 1 of each one, but now I'll have half of them done. And then I just have to put together the other 10 that I kind of set off to the side while we were doing this. Right, so, and these you could make different. You don't have to do every single one the same. I chose to do everyone the same, but you don't have to do that. You can make them, you know, all four of this design. You could use a different label or you could use a different greeting for each one. And I do still have some bows in here. Thank goodness. I made all those so you did not have to watch me make them all. And I did them all without a bow maker. Oh. All right, and we'll add a few of our gems. I think I'm just going to do a big one right there. Okay, because we've got the ribbon on one side and we've got the gem on the other side. So there is card number 3. All right, or we could say 5 and 6, right? Next, we're going to be working on this one. And I cut these ovals from the, why can't I remember that? Greetings of the season. So the greetings comes first. All right, and this one we're going to use just the word thanks right across the center. Okay, so that's really easy. We'll throw some dimensionals on here. So any sort of paper that you have that does not have a particular direction would be perfect for this one sheet wonder. Yeah, Karen, they're really easy to have. They're nice to have on hand to be able to quickly grab one and be able to send a thank you card in the mail. Or like if you're a person that is using a lot of thinking of you and a lot of sympathy, then make half of them sympathy or make half of them thinking of you. Pick a design of paper that could work for a variety of different occasions. And we do have some free paper in our celebration coming up. And some of that paper, most of the paper is non-directional. And so it would be really easy to take some of that free paper that you're getting to make a whole bunch of these. Okay, so there's our thank you for that. And I think for this one, I'm just going to put a couple of gems since our ribbon's on the left side. I think I'm just going to frame the corner with one of each size of these, and then our ribbons over on the other side. Come on. How are we doing on time? 8 or 9:23. Okay, my thing starts at 10, so we got plenty of time. All right, last one. Okay, so for this last one, what I did was I took our punch, label of love, I think is what it's called. We'll do 2 of these and I'll put the other 2. Oops, I punched 3 of them. I think because I couldn't find one that I punched and then I cleaned everything off and I found it. That happens a lot with me. All right, I'm going to use, this is from the Everyday Greetings. This thank you. And I'm going to add a little bit of this again. The white was just a little bit too stark white for me, I thought. So that's why I just thought, what can I add to it that kind of ties in with what the rest of it is? Okay, I am done with ink pads. We're going to close these up. Put this in my... All right, and then I'm going to take the Lost Lagoon one. I'm going to cut them in half. And we're just going to add a little bit of tape. And we're just going to line this up so that a little bit of that Lost Lagoon peeks out at each end. Whoops. I want a little bit more peeking out here. Go. Whoops. There we go. All right, we'll do the same thing for this one. So really there's a thinking of you. Oh, thanks, Nancy. You could do thinking of you. You could do, there's a whole bunch of them in that everyday greetings that would fit perfect for this. Then for this one, I'm going to run some of my adhesive across the back. And I'm going to take my ribbon. Just going to cut it like that. And like that. We're just going to put that across there like that. No fancy bows for this one, but we are going to raise that up on dimensionals. And I put my dimensionals right over the top of the ribbon. It kind of holds it in the place where I want it to be held. Let's throw some on here as well. And like I said, you could, if you wanted to, you could really emboss the background if you wanted to on this one. I left it just plain, and you wouldn't have to emboss the ones that I embossed. I just thought it added a little bit of texture kind of to it, some dimension, I guess, to the card instead of having it be just sort of plain. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll add a couple of our gems. I'll throw one there and up there. I don't know if it's just these gems or if it's my putty that I have to get some fresh putty out, but there we go. All right. So there we have. Now, granted, you would have two more of each one of these from that one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Let me get rid of all of this. So we have, here was card 5. There was card 4. That was card 3. And card 2. And there was our card 1. So we made 10. You would have 2 more of each one of these. So you would have a total of 20 from that one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So easy, like now I need a thank you card. I just go and I can pull one, write a message in it, and my cards are all done. Or like I said, make a bunch of different occasions. You could do that as well. All right, so that is our one sheet. Here are the ones that I did. So now here I used rhinestones instead of the iridescent gems. And so there I would have, this is how many cards you would have from that one sheet of 12 by 12 inch paper. All right, that is our one sheet wonder. Yay! The embossing folder that I would use on, if you're wondering, is the Fern 3D folder. All right, let me set this off to the side. We have a 3D item that I'm going to do for you as well. Now, I haven't completely made the one that I'm going to do with you. Kathy Miller, some of you, well, Kathy was on last time. Created for our Christmas stamp camp. She did our 3D item giveaway this time. I've done the last couple. So she's like, I'll do that. I want to do that. And she made these really, really cute purses that I'm going to make. I'm not going to make one exactly like hers. I'm going to make it a little bit different, but it's made from the Autumn's Expressions dies. We're going to be using these frame dies along with this little chain thing here so that you can see how to make these cute little purses. So I'm going to pull this die out because there's a couple of things that I want to explain about the die. So the top and the bottom are not the same size. Okay, so this one right here has a thicker outline and then the inside is smaller. This one has a thinner outline and the inside is bigger. So to make these purses, what you need to do is your outside piece of the purse has to be the thicker frame. So we're going to do the smaller inside and the thicker frame. And the DSP that you use has to be the bigger inside. So we want a big inside and we want a thicker frame. So what I did for mine was I cut in real red. Let me show you what I did here. I've got a whole bunch of pieces here. In real red, I did the thicker frame. Okay, so my thicker frame is down here. And then I did the bigger inside of my DSP. There's my DSP. Okay, so I did just the opposite of each other. Okay, then I also cut 2 of those chains. That's going to be the little handle for my purse. All right, and then we're going to decorate it. And I am using these reindeer dies. So we've used the reindeer heads, right? But what we're going to do right now is we're going to use all of these bows and these little squares or rectangles. Okay, so those are really presents. So we have, I'm going to have, because this has presents on, I did one of these in real red, and this just kind of has like little, I don't know if you can see those dots in there. There we go. And this one has little dashed lines. Okay, and then we have 2 bows. One of them is in shaded spruce. The other one's in granny apple green. And then I did this little ribbon here in real red. And then I did cut out, this is also from the Autumn Expressions. I thought I would use that. This is the white, or this is the one of the labels that's in there. And then this is from our Stylish Shapes. This is the third from the, it's like the middle one in white. We're going to make a little box or a little purse that is going to actually hold some of these Ghirardelli peppermint bark candies. So those are nice, right? The other thing it does fit is it does fit one of those things that I had last week, those shower things that you could put in your shower, steamers or whatever. Uh-oh, what did I drop? I heard something drop. Hopefully it's nothing I need. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at how we make the little box. So I've got to leave your comments here for a second, and I have to find where I'm at. Okay, 4.5 by 4.5 is the color of my, or is the base of my box. All right. I am going to score from 1 inch. So I'm going to score from 1 inch on this end and 1 inch from this end. Okay, I do my 1 inches on that side. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and I'm going to score at 1 3/4 inches from this end and 1 3/4 inches from the other end. That's it for our box. Okay. I'll get rid of this. Put this away and I'll come back to your comments. All right, so what you're going to do is where we have these little tabs on this side, we are going to, I don't know what happened to my scissors. We'll grab another one. We're going to cut up to that 1 inch score line. And we're going to do that on both sides. And then I like to make my tabs like we did last time. I like to make these little tabs a little bit thinner. So I'm just going to cut out like a little piece of that. Guys, my thumb is just throbbing. Here's what I did. Change the blade in my trimmer. No big deal, right? Threw the old blade away. My garbage can, which is like a pull-out garbage can right over here to the side of me, was getting a little bit overflow, but it was just like stuff was on the top. So I went to go push it down and got my finger right in that blade and it stabbed me pretty good. I could not get it to stop bleeding. So I'm like, think, Sarah, think. That was not probably a good idea to put that blade in the garbage can. Then put your hand in there like 7 hours later. Forget about it. I'm just burnishing all of these so that I can put this together. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I usually like to use I'm going to put I'm just going to use some seal. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up. And then I'm going to put that over the top of it. Same thing here. Whoops, I needed to put this on the other side. What was I thinking? Nope, I did it right. Okay. And put that up. And then close that over on the other side. So that makes our little box. You could put 2 and a gift card, or you can fit 3 of them in there. If you put 2, you can throw a gift card in like that. All right, so lots of different things that you can use it for. Now, let's go ahead and put our purse together that we're going to attach this to. So what we need to do is we first need to, if it's not trimmed already, which this one's not, there's like little score lines that we have to trim. This one's really not. Okay, so there's a little score line there that I'm just cutting along to trim those off because I don't need the whole thing. I just need this part that's wider. I'm gonna flip these upside down and I'm gonna use my glue press for this, I think, because I really want a tiny little layer or edge. Okay, I haven't used this yet today. There we go. I just want a really little, I was too afraid to press it too much, or I was afraid it was going to come all out because I just want it in this real little edge that's right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take this, and there's a little scoring. I don't know how well you can see that scoring. It's like kind of blurry there. Do you see that little scoring? We're going to line it up so that you just see the scoring. Okay, so that's good. I'm doing this on a silicone mat because if some of the glue does get on here, it doesn't stick to it and it's easy for me to get that up. Okay, I should have my presents the right way. All right, so there we go. There's one. And then we're going to do that again for our other side. So I'm going to go ahead and use my glue press and I'm going to get a very small layer. How am I doing on time, ladies? I have people coming over at 10. Am I going to make it? Oh, yeah, I got 20 minutes. All right. Then I'm going to set this down, and it's easier to put this on like that. Okay, next I have to add the little handle for my purse. Yeah, Mary, that's a really, really good thing to do to put it in with coffee grounds. Oh, yeah, it was not a smart move on my part. So I'm gonna just liquid glue is my friend because I can slide this. I'm a little bit off here. There we go. All right, next I want to add my little chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of glue up here at the top. I reached out to Kathy and I'm like, could I possibly use that for my 3D item? It's so cute. And I said, I found it online by Lynn Starzl, I think is her name. And she's like, that's where I got it too. So we were kind of on the same page. So we're just adding our little handles to our little purse. We've got to do the same thing on this side. I just want to make sure I'm doing it on the right end. I think I have this technically upside down, but I don't think it really matters because this one's just a little bit longer, but we can trim them if we have to. All right, and we'll put this down here and line that up. All right, so we have our, look at that. All right, so these are just going to go on here to make our little purse. I'm going to put them on because I can always decorate. I'm just going to be putting something on with dimensional so I can decorate afterwards. Sometimes I like to, before I make it into a box or put the box together, I like to put my stuff in because this is the hard part. You just have to set this here and kind of center it. You want it to be, you don't want the box showing. So there's showing. So then I'm going to just move it down just a little bit. I'm going to look on this side to see if I have it centered. And I do. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder. I'm going to go in here and press that down, give it a good press so that it sticks. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now, if you like using tear and tape for 3D items, you could use that as well. You just have to make sure that when you put it down, it's where you want it and you don't have to move it because once you put it down, it's kind of stuck in place. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to do the same thing, put my bone folder in and give that a good press. Oh, Karen, you didn't get the set. Yeah, it is really a cute. You could do it with any different. She did one for the one that she did was actually for Thanksgiving. It was browns and stuff like that. So if you go to where I found it, I went to Pinterest and I did autumn, is it autumn expressions, and I just did 3D purse, and this is what came up. So now these will go in here. I'm going to put 3 of them in. Just like that. And now we just have to decorate the front of this. And so I used this white. I'm going to get this out of here because that's got um, adhesive on it. I'm going to use some of the shaded spruce, and I'm going to use the Merry Christmas. See if I can get this straight. Sorry if my head's in the camera a little bit. I'm trying to see as best I can. Okay, that looks good. Right, and then we're going to use these little presents. So I'm going to take this red one, and we're going to add the green ribbon to it. And instead of doing it right in the center, I think I'm going to do it off to the side a little bit here. I'm doing this based off of a card that I received and how cute the focal point was on that card. And then on this one, we're going to put the Granny Apple green ribbon. All right, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of this red. Again, I didn't come up with this little design here. This was something that I received. I'll show you the cute little card that I got that I'm basing this off of. Isn't this cute? And I'm like, oh, that could be on the center of our little purse. So that's what we're making on the center of our little purse. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my red present down first. And then we're going to put the green. I have to put this down a little bit. There we go. They're going to overlap a little bit. And then that's going to go on here. And then we're going to put that over the top with some dimensionals. I'm going to just put this up a little bit. I think I'm going to put this on with dimensionals was my thought. We'll go ahead and pop this up, and then we'll put dimensionals on either side of the Merry Christmas. And put a little tape in the middle. The ones that Kathy made were so cute. But I'm not going to show you because those of you that are coming to my stamp can't get it yet, and it's today yet, so and tomorrow. So we're going to put this here like that. I'm going to pull these off. Put the Merry Christmas on either side. I'm going to go ahead and take these chocolates out so I can just press this down good. Look at that. We have a cute little purse with a little 3D item. These would be cute for setting at a table if you had like a holiday party. I'll go grab the one that Kathy did. There is time to get it yet, Diane. Let me go grab the other ones. I'll be right back. I'll show you the ones Kathy made. So it won't be a surprise for my people coming, but this is what those look like. So she did the real red. This is the take a bow. Then some garden green. And then this is from that Amaryllis set. Wishing you a beautiful Christmas. I don't have that set, but I loved that greeting. And then she's got a little white bow on the top, and then the Ghirardelli's chocolates are on the inside. And she did hers flush. I did mine. I have mine standing on the little things. She did hers flush. So we did them just a little bit different. I just realized that. So mine have like the little edge that they're standing on to stand up, and hers is standing on the box. So I guess you could do it either way. So there's some little gift ideas for you for the holidays as well. And yeah, that comes from the Autumn Expression dies. I didn't use the stamp set at all. So if you got the dies, it would be kind of a cute way to make a 3D item with that. It does have a really nice tag as well. And then it does have these leaves that are have like little stitching and stuff on that you could use for a lot of different things. So if you didn't have the stamp set, you could use everything except for those 3 dies in it. So it would be kind of a nice die set to get if you don't have it, because you don't need to have the stamp set to go with it. All right, that is it. So we've got our little 3D item, and I think I pulled the cards away already, but our one sheet wonder with our 20 cards, only 10 here right now, but great ideas for either gift giving or for yourself. Oh, this looks horrible when that light is off. I have this bright light on me. That's it for today. I will be back again next Saturday. I have my team meeting next Saturday, but it's not until later in the morning. So I still plan to go live. Tomorrow or next week, I plan to use some of these sneak peeks. So that was, like I said, the One Sheet Wonder had 10 votes. The sneak peeks had 9 votes. So I will do the sneak peeks next week, and I will see you at the same time. So I'll be here at 8:30 on the same channel. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you have a great week. I can't believe it's December 1st already. Christmas is going to be here before we know it. Have a good week. Bye-bye.